Good evening. Thanks for joining us on your Tuesday. I'm Sophie Erber. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo resigned in a live public address today. This exactly 1 week after that damning state attorney general investigative report came out accusing him of sexual harassment of 11 women. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest now in our top story at 5.
After serving nearly 3 terms as the governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo is out.
The best way I can help now is if I step aside and let government get back to governing.
Many speculated the governor would fight until the end, but he's officially stepping aside in exactly 14 days, saying he doesn't want to be a distraction after the state attorney general's report concluded that the governor sexually harassed 11 women.
In my mind, I've never crossed the line with anyone.
Cuomo apologized for any misinterpreted or offensive behavior, but called the AG's report unfair, untruthful, and politically motivated.
This is not to say that there are not 11 women who I truly offended. There are. And for that, I deeply, deeply apologize. I take full responsibility for my actions. I have been too familiar with people.
The calls for his resignation had been growing louder, reaching the top of his own party, including President Biden and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
I continue to believe the governor should resign.
Attorney General Letitia James calling his resignation an important step towards justice. His first accuser, Lindsey Boylan, thanking James and the other investigators, saying she hopes this will make it safer for other women to report their own harassment and abuse.
After homeless Siouxlanders were removed from their camps about a week ago, city council members met up with organization leaders to discuss some solutions. Community members introduced themselves and also explained how they help homelessness to inform people with what services are available to them. The members then discussed issues with city council, such as the eviction notice for homeless people, affordable housing, and education. KCAU 9 News reporter Nick Wilson will explain the obstacles that the homeless population faces here in Siouxland, and that's coming up tonight here at 10. A tragic situation avoided in Marcus, Iowa, where 2 co-op workers were trapped in a grain elevator. That incident happened shortly before 4 p.m. Monday at an elevator on the 300 block of East Railroad Street. It was then determined that 2 First Cooperative employees were trapped. Marcus Fire Rescue, along with the police department there, were able to enter that elevator and provide those victims with oxygen and fluids while rescue efforts began. After approximately 2 hours, both men were rescued from the elevator. They were then taken to a Sioux City hospital for further evaluation. Iowa has tossed out tens of thousands of expired COVID-19 vaccine doses, and hundreds of thousands more could go to waste if demand continues to lag. The Iowa Department of Public Health says 81,000 doses have already been thrown away. We spoke with Siouxland District Health to see if vaccines are expiring right here in Siouxland.
We stopped ordering more vaccine from the state months ago, and we've been using up our vaccine allotment, distributing it just to different providers across the community. We have had to even reallocate vaccine to other counties.
The department estimates roughly 200,000 doses could expire by the end of August if left on the shelf. The Sioux City Public School Board approved their Return to Learn plan at last night's board meeting. With class beginning in just a few weeks now, the plan details the school district's health and safety processes, plus the protocols to combat the rise in COVID-19 case numbers. The Return to Learn plan also includes administering academic assessments to determine students' educational levels. The school district's superintendent shares what is left now for the approval of that Return to School plan.
We have taken the action that we need so long as the state gives us their level of approval, and I expect that approval. You know, last year when we did this, we submitted our Return to Learn plan. It was approved, as I recall, within about 48 hours.
Gosman adds the Return to Learn plan also addresses how the school district plans to help students with their social and emotional needs. High schoolers in Sioux City will have a brand new facility to look forward to when they return in just a few weeks now. After 2 years of groundwork, all that's left is the finishing touches before it's ready for class. The build was a total of $42 million in cost, with more than 70% of the construction done by local contractors and local businesses. Superintendent Gary McEldowney says that the school district is blessed to have support from their community.
The city of Sioux Center has played a huge part in our ability to accomplish this goal. I think this is something very special for our community as a whole. We've been able to work with them with partnerships over the years.
The facility features 32 classrooms, including a career and technical education portion that offers programs like agriculture, tech, welding, woodworking, and the culinary arts. From vaccine requirements to new variants of the virus, Siouxlanders still have questions before the school year begins, so we've gathered up local experts to explain what you need to know first. On Wednesday, August 11th, be sure to tune in to KCAU 9 for coronavirus, vaccines, and variants. The town hall event will also be available online at SiouxlandProud.com, the address there on your screen, or you could visit us on the KCAU 9 Facebook page. And with just a week left in their summer program, the Boys and Girls Club of Siouxland has decided to close because of positive COVID-19 exposure. In a statement, the youth-focused organization says that they want to keep their staff members as healthy as possible before the school year begins, but the closure is short-lived as the club plans to reopen with their fall programming Monday, August 30th. A 90-day traffic study out on Hamilton Boulevard in Sioux City will begin tomorrow. The city will be testing the removal of traffic lights along Hamilton at West 3rd, West 8th, and West 22nd Streets. Stop signs will be in their place, and for the first 30 days, traffic will see a blinking yellow light. For the remaining 60 days, the lights will be bagged. And it's time now for our first check on the weather. Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson standing by. Scott, it's got to get a little boring for you. Another mostly sunny day here in Siouxland.
Yeah, but it is rather pleasant out there, Sophie. We can appreciate some warm temperatures and a little bit less humidity today as we look at the high temperatures that were set in Siouxland this afternoon. 80s for most, 89 in Sioux City, 88 degrees in Yankton and Wayne, 88 Sakama, 91 the high temperature in Omaha. Lows tonight should be falling back into the 60s and 70s with a mostly clear sky. It looks like we will have some pretty smooth sailing moving forward here with lots of sunshine, highs in the 80s and 90s. We'll preview if there are any rain chances in our future. That's coming up with the 9 on 9 forecast in a few minutes. Sophie?
All right, thanks so much, Scott. Iowa's Governor Kim Reynolds traveled to the northwest part of the state today, first to Cherokee to visit Custom Print Studio, then to Sioux Center, where she toured the new high school, as well as the Agrivision Equipment, a John Deere farm supply store that was completed there this summer. The visit marked 1 year exactly since the Midwest Derecho tore across the state of Iowa.
It's hard to believe that it's been a year, but I can tell you without hesitation that I saw the goodness and just the tenacity and kindness of Iowans shine through in the middle of another disaster, in the middle of COVID-19.
Agrivision now has 16 locations spread across northwest Iowa. A coalition of Nebraska advocacy groups and state senators have announced a new ballot drive. That's to raise Nebraska's minimum wage to $15 an hour. Raise the Wage Nebraska says the move would benefit communities all across the state, where the minimum wage is currently set at $9 an hour. If enough signatures are gathered, the issue would appear on the 2022 general election ballot. Earlier this year, a proposal in the legislature to set the wage at $20 an hour by 2032 was stalled. From roads to historical sites, Sergeant Floyd is certainly remembered here in the Sioux City community. The Lewis and Clark Interpretive Center will be holding a week of educational programming. That's to commemorate the anniversary of Sergeant Charles Floyd's death. Some activities planned are building a model boat, lectures, and even reenactments along the riverfront.
It just sparks a little interest, and that they're encouraged to keep learning and to go off and visit other places here in Sioux City and to keep learning about all the really great things that we have here in Sioux City.
Activities will begin Sunday, August 15th, and they run through the 22nd. A range of imported infant formulas are being recalled tonight for not meeting FDA standards. Able Group, that's with an E at the end, sold the products under the brand names HIP, Hall, Bioland, and Kendamil. The FDA says the formula contains insufficient amounts of iron, less than 1 milligram per 100 calories, which could in turn lead to iron deficiency or anemia. The affected formula was purchased through the Little Bundle website. It was imported from Europe and then mailed to U.S. customers. It was not sold at retail stores. We do have more information about the recall and a list of affected products on our website right now. Check it out at the address on your screen if you're interested, SiouxlandProud.com or our free mobile news app. And big news out of the Senate today. We know where a massive infrastructure plan was approved. We have reaction now from both sides of the aisle coming up in about 9 minutes.
And we've paved the way to some more warm and sunny weather here in Siouxland with highs in the 80s and 90s as those rain chances stay minimal. Join us for the full forecast. That's coming up next.
You're watching KCAU 9 News with Sophie Erber and Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson. This is KCAU 9 News at 5.
Chances will stay away. High temperatures gradually rise into the middle and upper 80s before a cool down may occur as we get into next Thursday. Well, here's a great sunset that was passed in from Roger. This was out in Verdigris, Nebraska. Thank you, Roger, for snapping that sunset photo. If you have a picture of your own that you want to share, go to SiouxlandProud.com, find the weather tab, send us your own.
Another fair weather, beautiful shot there. Thanks a lot, Scott. Well, it's a special delivery that didn't have far to travel. How a mailman helped his wife in labor. Coming up next, but first, a massive boost to infrastructure in the United States one step closer. The Senate today sending a $1.2 trillion plan to the House where Democrats are shifting their focus. We'll explain next. In a historic vote today, the Senate passed a massive $1.2 trillion infrastructure plan. Democrats are now trying to push forward a second $3.5 trillion spending plan. Our Washington correspondent Raquel Martin explains.
The most robust injection of funds into infrastructure in decades.
The bill, as amended, is passed.
It's an investment in fixing up our roads, our bridges, our water systems.
Ohio Republican Senator Rob Portman helped draft the plan.
We know we need this investment. The American Society of Civil Engineers gives our American infrastructure a grade of C-.
Andrew Walmsley with the American Farm Federation says the bill brings new investments to help farmers and rural America.
$65 billion for broadband is no longer a luxury, but a necessity when it comes to educating our children, but also on the farm to be able to continue to improve in our sustainability.
Still, the majority of Republicans oppose the bill. Many argue it'll open the floodgates to liberal priorities included in Democrats' even bigger $3.5 trillion spending plan.
Staggering, insane amount of money.
South Dakota Senator John Thune calls that plan reckless.
To literally give people free everything. I'm just going to do everything I can, though, to stop this.
Kansas Senator Roger Marshall says pouring more money into the economy will spike inflation rates and hurt industry.
It would be a horrible thing for their businesses.
In Washington, Raquel Martin, KCAU 9 News.
News Nation comes your way every night here at 7 o'clock on News Nation, and at 6 is the Donlin Report. Here's a preview of what's coming up there tonight.
Tonight on the Donlin Report, the governor of Oregon causing some controversy, suspending some requirements for high school graduates. Why that decision wasn't made public at first. That's tonight on the Donlin Report. Now here's Leland Vittert with a preview of On Balance.
Thanks, Joe. Our exclusive reporting reveals what Chicago's second highest ranked police chief did to snub a fallen officer. And now we dive into the backlash against the head of Chicago's police department. That's coming up on Balance tonight, followed by News Nation Prime.
Again, News Nation Prime comes your way every night at 7 o'clock on News Nation. If you'd like to find the channel, you could see the listings here, or just be sure to check your local guide. One mailman has made his fair share of deliveries over the years, but the biggest of his career, his own daughter. How she arrived ahead of schedule. Next. He earns a living delivering the mail, but a U.S. Postal Service worker recently assisted in the biggest delivery of his life, safe to say, was his own daughter. Jennifer Jordan reports.
At first, it didn't even register in my mind.
28-year-old Nick Kabaski says it was the morning of August 6th when wife Liz went into labor inside their home in Parma.
So I woke up, did my dishes, started tidying up the house a little bit, and just tried to, work through the contractions.
Nick is used to deliveries, but of a different kind, working as a U.S. Postal Service mail carrier based in Middleburg Heights. But this delivery was personal and a few days early.
Had no idea it was coming. Yeah. I had no idea I was that close.
So with her contractions just minutes apart, Liz screamed out to her husband from the bathroom with these exact words.
Then all of a sudden she said,
Grab the head. He's like, wait, there's no midwife? Like, what's going on?
The couple had already been planning to have a home birth, but their midwife was an hour away, and the baby just could not wait. Nick says luckily he paid attention to doctors when his second daughter was born last March, so he kinda knew what to do.
You would think time would be of the essence, but in this case, not really, because Macy had already entered the world. Nick says he called 911 and Parma firefighters were at the house within minutes to help cut the umbilical cord.
Little Macy Joy, born inside her parents' bedroom, weighing 7 pounds, 14 ounces, joining 1-year-old sister Amelia and 2-year-old sister Reagan.
He really stepped up, and it was great. It was great.
Mailman delivers.
Yeah, mailman.
In more ways than one.
We always,
Special delivery.
We always deliver.
Congratulations. Taking a live look outside now. Scott returns with one more check on your forecast. First, this sunny look outside. Before we wrap up here at 5, let's check in first with Tim for what's coming up at 6. Hi, Tim.
Hey, good afternoon, Sophie. A lot of tension this year as students get ready to head back to the classroom. So coming up tonight at 6, a return to learn plan for the Sioux City Community School District now awaits approval from the Iowa Board of Education. A look at what's in that plan and how Superintendent Dr. Paul Gosman sees the start of another school year. That's all coming up at 6. Also, in just a half hour, meet a Vietnam veteran who's creating something small to pay tribute to military heroes in a big way. How collecting and painting these lead military figures is his way of giving back while also helping himself. That's coming up after World News tonight. And Sophie, a lot of football in the headlines today. Jake has all that in sports. We'll both join you coming up at 6.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you then, Tim. And a good night, as long as you're okay with warm temperatures again here in Siouxland. Summer night.
It would be pretty hot at those football practices out there today, Sophie. 66, the overnight low temperature with a mostly clear sky. And for tomorrow, anticipating a high of 92. Some more sunshine, but at least we'll have a breeze, and that'll be from the north, helping to push in some drier, less humid air. Here's the 9-on-9 forecast. It looks like we'll cool down some as we approach the weekend, down into the 80s, and staying in that neighborhood as we go through next week.
All right, thanks so much, Scott. Thank you for joining us. We hope you'll join us all here again at 6. Until then, have a great night, everyone.